Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to another new video. So if you haven't seen the first episode where I've told you my experience about getting Schengen Visa, which I applied to Norway and I've got my Schengen Visa successfully. If you have not seen that video, please do watch it. This is episode 1. You will have clear picture about what is expected of a Schengen Visa and how much patience you need to have on an Indian passport to get your Schengen Visa. So I'll not talk much about my first video. This is episode number 2. And in this video, I'll talk about what are the list of documents that are needed for Schengen Visa. So before I begin my video, I'll just show you guys on what is the amount of documents that is needed. So guys, these are the amount of documents that I submitted to get my Schengen Visa. This is for 2 people, of course, and you can see the list of documents. Even if one document here is missing, or even if one document here is not proper, it is a straight visa rejection. It's not like other countries like South Korea or Japan. They ask for information and you give the information and take it. It is not like that. All the documents have to be spot on, guys. Okay, so let's get into this video. This video is going to be a bit lengthy. I know most of you don't prefer lengthy videos, but this video I don't have any option because this video will be very informative, and this is my experience of getting Schengen Visa. I'll tell you all the documents that I gave for my Schengen Visa and how I got it. So please watch this video till the end to gain maximum information. If you cut this video in between, you will not gain any information, guys. You will have the same doubts, same questions again, and you will not learn anything out of this video. So I'll come get my checklist back and let's begin the video. So the first and the foremost document is passport. So before even I get to the passport, so many people here, I just want to give a minute or 2 introduction. Many people think if you don't have travel history, or if your passport is empty, your Schengen Visa is going to get rejected. That is not at all true. If your documentation is perfect, if your documentation is spot on, there is no reason why your Schengen Visa will be refused. Documentation is 90% of your Schengen Visa. There is no interview for Schengen Visa. You just go, provide the documents, give your biometrics and then return, and then you will get your passport through a courier, which I'll be showing it to you in the next episode. And if you open that courier, you will come to know whether your visa is granted or denied. So you will not get any confirmation through passport tracking portals to know that if your passport is, if your visa is rejected or denied. You will only get to know once you remove the seal of the envelope which you get to see if visa is accepted or denied. So the first and the foremost document, guys, is passport. Passport has to be 6 months valid with minimum 3 blank pages. This is very straightforward. I'll not talk too much about this as you already know this. The document number 2 is to and fro tickets, which can be a dummy tickets. Now, for example, like me, if you're going to a trip from, let's say, September 20th to October 2nd, you must have to and fro journey tickets from India. So another question is, I got a visa for Norway, so my first port of entry should always be Norway. It should not be any other country in Schengen countries. You can do that, but what will happen is you'll have to face a lot of questions in immigration. You'll have to face a lot of challenges, and next time when you're applying for a Schengen visa, 99% the visa will be rejected, because if you which country you want to apply is the country you have to travel without fail. So I apply for Norway and I want to come back from Germany. So I book 2 tickets from India to Norway, and then return would be from Germany to back to India. So I'll come to the inter-Schengen flight tickets on later part of this video, but keep this information very handy. You can book dummy tickets, and how to book dummy tickets is what my next video will be. So please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell icon so that you can watch my videos immediately. So how to book dummy tickets, I'll cover in my next video. So the third most important point is hotel bookings. So hotel bookings again can be dummy. It can be hostel as well. If you go to hostelworld.com, you can take a dummy tickets through a pay later option, and you can get your hotel bookings, hotel reservations in a hotel or hostel. That is completely fine, completely accepted. Hostel is actually fine, guys. Hostel will cost you, most of the places, hostels will cost you somewhere around 800 to 1000 rupees. That is all. Maybe if you book very close to the trip, it will cost you more. But in countries like Switzerland, or if you go to Scandinavian countries like I am going, even the hostel prices are no less than 3000 to 5000 rupees. So you can book dummy hostels, no problem. After you get the visa, you can book your permanent hotels or hostels which you want to visit. So please be aware of that. This is point number 3. And point number 4, let's get into the core documentation part. So point number 4 is income tax returns. So when I say income tax returns, it has to be of last 3 years. So you must have filed income tax returns. It is a very, very, very important document. Whether you are into business or whether you are into IT or whether you are a freelancer, it doesn't matter. You have to provide income tax return, income tax ITR receipts of the last 3 years, and this is very, very much mandatory, guys. So you'll have to submit it. The receipt can be downloaded through ITR portal. If you have any questions how to download your income tax receipt that you have filed, please reach out to me on Instagram. I will respond to you and I'll tell you what is the site and where to download your income tax receipts. This is very, very, very important document. And the next document is your pay slips. So if you are working into IT like me, or if you're a professional, if you're a non-IT person as well, if you are having pay slips that you receive from your employer, your pay slips have to be of the last 6 months. So this is mandatory. Many, like if you're applying to France, it's only 3 months, or if you're applying to Norway, in my case it was 6 months. So you need to provide so many months of pay slip, guys, and this is very, very mandatory. And there is no seal or sign required on the pay slip, because pay slip itself will have a lot of information. Your PAN card, your bank account, your Aadhaar card number would be there on your pay slip, and all the date of joining and your current designation, everything will be there on your pay slips. So pay slip, last 6 months of pay slip is needed. So here I have a special requirement or a special question by most of you have asked me on Instagram. What if you have changed companies? So I'll give you a small example. This month I'm recording this video in September. So let's say you were working in Infosys, for example, and you joined Wipro. So you say 6 months, so 3 months, last 3 months payslip is in Wipro, and before that 3 months will be in Infosys. At this point of time, it is okay, no problem. The only additional document that you need to submit here is your offer letter of Wipro. So if you submit your offer letter, your relieving letter of Infosys and your offer letter of Wipro, and along with your 3 payslips, it is more than sufficient. They will not ask anything. They will come to know that you have switched the company and you have provided those additional 3 payslips. And like for example, your payslips mostly come on 1st and 2nd of the month. So if you're applying these on 27th or 28th, you can submit the preceding or the before month's payslip. That would be more than sufficient. So I hope this information was very clear on the payslips part. So the next point I want to cover is the bank statement. So this is a very controversial question. How much has to be your bank balance? As per the website in Norway, or if you check out any portal, it depends on country to country. So the minimum expectation is, if you're staying for 15 days, per day you need to have 100 euros of money to spend. So 100 euros into 15 is 1500 euros. 1500 euros is equivalent to maybe somewhere around 1.3 to 1.4 lakhs is expected. But I didn't want to take a chance. So I had 5 lakhs in my bank account. Of course, I didn't have 5 lakhs. If you don't have 5 lakhs in your bank account, you can borrow from someone, put that money into your bank account, which you are taking your statement, and then in that statement you have to maintain 5 lakhs at the time of getting the statement. So once you get the statement, you can send that 5 lakhs to the person whom you borrowed. So in my case, I borrowed the difference amount of 3 to 4 lakhs from my friend I had at the time of taking statement. Then once your statement is taken and submitted in the visa office in BFS Global, you can give that money back to your friend. This is very straightforward. And one more thing I observed, I'm not sure exactly for Schengen country, but this happened to me when I was applying for Turkey visa. So the pay slips in the pay slips, you'll have one account which a salary will be credited. So let's say your salary credited is 99,999. So the same has to be in the bank account. So if your bank account is something else and if your salary is not credited to that bank account, this may be a problem. I'm not 100% sure. This was a problem for me during Turkey visa, and I never made that mistake. I always give my salary account bank statement only. I don't give my savings bank account. So please be aware. Try to give your salary account bank statement itself. What is that you lose? So you can be 100% seal proof. And the next very two important documents I want to talk about is point number 5 is the employer seal and NOC. So if you're working in, like I say, IT or non-IT, it doesn't matter. So you need a no objection certificate from your employer. So if you're, let's say if you're working in Infosys, you can email the HR saying you are visiting for a trip from so and so date. They have to give you a no objection letter stating with the sign and seal of the HR stating that they have no objection in you visiting foreign country, in our case Schengen countries, and you're completely eligible to visit the Schengen countries, and there is no problem at all. So they will give an NOC letter. If you have any questions on this, guys, because I work in IT, I know a bit of this process, and I've traveled to a lot of countries before which require sticker visa like Egypt, Turkey, Taiwan, etc. So if you can reach out to me, I'll explain you what a NOC letter means. And if you just go to speak to your HR, they will give you the entire process, guys. A lot of people would have traveled from a lot of companies, so this is not an issue at all. And point number 8, sorry, is the leave letter. So leave letter is mandatory, guys. So if you're traveling like me from September 23rd to October 2nd, for example, you need to apply leaves on the portal. And once you apply leaves, just email your HR or go to the leave portal where you can generate your leave letter stating that you're on leave from so and so dates, and you've already applied for leaves and the employer is aware of that. And that is a very, very crucial and important document. Like I said, I showed you a list of documents earlier. Even if one document is missing, or even if one document has some problem, your visa will be straight away rejected. And the visa fees for Norway was 75 euros per person. That 7,000 rupees is gone. They will not give second chance. Those document, if you don't submit, just say your 7,000 rupees is gone. And that too, you're applying, if you're applying from an agent, he will charge you additional 7,000 something for one person. That is also gone, guys. He will not give you any guarantee of that. So please remember, visa agents will never save you in this case. Visa agents are only there to verify your documents and submit. In few cases, they'll come along with you. They're not allowed inside VFS Global, major agents. So they just guide you on what needs to be submitted, and I applied my visa on my own effort. No visa fees, no extra fees. You don't want to be wasting your hard worked money. And point number 9 is inter-Schengen flights and cruise tickets. So what do I mean by inter-Schengen flights is, so let's say you're going from India to Norway in my case, and I'm going from Norway to Finland to Iceland, and Iceland to Switzerland to Germany, and Germany back to India. So you have to submit all the inter-country Schengen flights as well. And again, this can be dummy tickets. You don't have to worry. You have to provide all the intercity Schengen flights, because they will ask you if you put it in your itinerary or cover letter. They will definitely ask you. So you might ask me another question. So I'm going to Norway. I can stay 10 days in Norway and come back. That is also mostly it will be rejection, guys. So they know that one person will not try to spend in one country for more than 10 days, and they will call you, but it will be a straightforward rejection. If you ask me, please do not do that. Please keep that in mind. Be pragmatic and try to follow the rules. Give proper day-to-day itinerary, and that itinerary, whatever you mention, has to be reflected on the tickets or the proof that you mention. So if you're going to all these things, you have to provide inter-Schengen country flights and also cruise tickets. So if you go from France to, say, maybe a Scandinavian country or Italy to Santorini by cruise, you have to submit your cruise tickets that you have booked. So if you put cruise on your day-to-day itinerary, you have to submit cruise tickets. Please remember this. And the next thing, that is point number 11, is cover letter, guys. Cover letter again is very, very, very crucial. So cover letter and day-to-day itinerary are two different things. So I'm sorry, I think I spoke about, day-to-day itinerary. Sorry, I didn't cover letter. Point number 10 is day-to-day itinerary. So day-to-day itinerary is something that to tell them what you will be doing on that particular day. So day number 1, obviously India to Norway. I'm going to Oslo, and in Oslo, what will I be doing? And from Oslo, where will I be going? If I'm staying for 15 days, what would be my 15 days? How would I spend my 15 days? If you're visiting a museum, put the museum in your day-to-day itinerary. Try to be as transparent as possible when you're applying for Schengen visa. And if someone is applying for you as well, please tell them to mention all the details one by one, so that your Schengen visa does not get rejected, guys. Okay, and then point number 11 is cover letter. So cover letter is very, very important. Day-to-day itinerary and cover letter, I can prepare it for you at a very, very less or very reasonable cost. Agents will charge you 2,000 to 3,000 rupees for those letters. I can give it your price of 199 rupees per letter. That is as cheap as that, guys. And this letter, you can also use it for your further countries, because the format is going to be same. So you don't have to worry about that. And this cover letter should mention from when to when are you going, what is your designation, what do you do in India, and you have to mention them a lot of details, like you don't have any family ties abroad, you're going to come back and you're only going to go for tourism. There's a proper format that you need to follow. I can provide you all of those things, so you don't have to really worry about that, guys. Okay. And then point number 12 is the application form of that country. Application form of that country is very important. So I've already made a video on how to take VFS appointment. So if you go to that site, I've also showed you on how to fill the applications of many countries. So application form you have to download from the portal and then fill it by hand, and you have to submit that when you're submitting documents in VFS Global. Application form has to also be taken very, very seriously. Don't take it lightly. Application form has to be taken. That is how you respect the application form is what comes to you in return. You have to respect that properly and fill all the details and produce transparent and valid information. And point number 13 is marriage certificate. So let's say you got married very recently and you and your spouse are traveling. First thing is, if your spouse name is there on the passport, then safe, no need of marriage certificate, nothing is needed. But if you have got married recently and you don't have a marriage certificate and you're traveling, if you show you're traveling with your spouse as a group, if you apply for a group visa, it is rejection. So this document is very, very important. So before you go for Schengen visa, get the marriage certificate done, guys. It's very important. If you're staying in South Bangalore, I can easily help you with that marriage certificate as well, in terms of providing you links and proper contacts. Marriage certificate is very, very important. It's all online process now. You don't even have to go to the registrar office, is what I heard. If you're staying in Bangalore, of course, this is Bangalore's process. And if you're staying in other cities, I really don't know the process. I'll try to link it in the description so you can follow that. So marriage certificate is another crucial document that you must have if you're traveling with your spouse. If you don't have marriage certificate, or if spouse name is not mentioned, imagine it will be a rejection, guys. Straightforward. And point number 14 is, if you're going on a package, so let's say that's a very good thing. If you're going on a package through many famous tour companies and they have to provide a package list, like a day-to-day itinerary or a package, what they give you a description or itinerary, they'll have to sign and seal it with the package tour company, and they'll have to give it to you so that you can submit it on behalf. They will submit to you on behalf of you. Sorry, you will have to submit it on behalf of them. They'll give you a document which is signed and sealed that you have to produce to them, saying you will be going on a package and you will not be traveling on your own. So this will really help, and you will not have any questions asked. If you are going on a package, like most of you go on a package, so the tour company will take care of most of the things like you said, but the charge is going to be a bump. So please remember that. And point number 15 is passport size photograph. This is a very, very important thing. I'll tell you why. I took the passport size photo, but 80% face coverage was not there. And this 80% face coverage is not mentioned anywhere in the Norway portal. Norway VFS portal, it is not mentioned. So luckily I had the same size photograph which I took for Turkey, and I had also carried two photographs. And if you go to VFS, if your photo is not proper, you'll have to pay 500 to 600 rupees. I don't know the exact price, 500 to 600 rupees for 4 photographs. So be prepared to spend a lot of money in VFS if you don't carry small things like photograph. You'll have to spend a lot of money, guys. If you don't take printouts, one printout is, I don't know, maybe 100 or 200 rupees, I don't know. VFS is a bump, so they're going to charge you a lot. So please be prepared in advance to carry all the documents that I tell in this video and carry them accordingly. So passport size photograph, when you go to the studio, let's say it depends on country to country. France has a different specification. Like me, Norway has a different specification. So in Norway, the requirement I think was 3.5 into 5. So in this, 80% needs to be face coverage. So please tell them it has to be 80% face coverage, not 50 or 20% face coverage. If that is the case, they'll ask you to take a photo in VFS Global, which is a bump again. You'll have to spend a lot of money. Your hard earned money is gone. So please be careful and watch this video if you have multiple times if you have questions on the document list needed, and carry those documents. And point number 16 is applying Schengen visa for 6 months of travel. Okay. So if you're going for let's say if you're going for multiple Schengen visas, if you're going in September and if you're going in December, Schengen countries have given you an option to apply Schengen visa 6 months in advance before your travel. So I'm traveling in September, I'm traveling in December, I can apply the visa now. So try to apply the visa as soon as possible, guys. So when my travel was on September 23rd, I applied the visa on May 27th, which was a Monday, and I got the visa literally after 2 months, after nearly 2 months, I got my visa. So they're going to take a lot of time. You will not have any updates. You can't call anyone. And Norway embassy was in Delhi. I don't know anyone in Delhi. If I email, there is no response. There is no automated general mail. And if they have doubts, they will call you. And I had a very funny experience. I've linked it in the video beginning in my first episode. You can watch that and you will gain a maximum information out of that video and you will understand what I'm trying to say. So try to apply well in advance. So six months is what they've given, and try to apply the visa 6 months in advance. And point number 17 is VFS precautionary measures. So if you're visiting VFS, do not carry pen drives or laptops. What is going to happen is they have detectors, and if they find pen drive or laptop per hour, to keep it in VFS, it is 200 rupees, guys. So what I'm trying to say is trying to put a caution to you guys, or put a warning saying that do not carry any pen drives or laptops or cameras inside VFS Global. They are not going to allow. If you have to keep it, if you want to go back and keep it in a vehicle, that's absolutely fine. But if you want to keep it there and you have come in a two-wheeler, you can't keep it, like for example in a car like me. Then I took a pen drive. I had my two-wheeler, so I went back and kept it. But if I had a laptop, I can't keep it in my two-wheeler because it won't fit. Then you'll have to submit it in the VFS for them to look after it. They will charge per hour 200 rupees depending upon the item. So again, that's a money loot. I wouldn't call it a scam, but it's your mistake of carrying those things where VFS have already warned you so many times in the documents saying that do not carry these items. So it's not VFS fault actually, but it's your fault of carrying so and so prohibited things, which is not really allowed. So even though this video was lengthy, guys, so again I told my very first point, this is all about the document list. You have to be very pragmatic, very careful. So what I would suggest you to do is, don't go by travel history or don't go by what others say. If your document list is 100% perfect, no question why your visa won't be accepted. It will be 100% accepted. So please remember that. You don't have to be really bothered about it. And Schengen visa, you hear a lot of YouTubers making videos, I got rejected. But rejection happens for a reason. They will not simply reject it. If your documentation is 100% perfect, there is no reason for rejecting it. That's why I put more weightage on the documentation. Submit proper documents, guys. If you don't have this and so documents, try to put it in the cover letter. That's why I said cover letter and day-to-day itinerary are very, very important. So if you need help with these things, please reach out to me on Instagram. I'll give you the cover letters at a very, very reasonable cost of what you find online or what you find elsewhere. So then my next video will be about dummy tickets. So please keep a watch to my channel, subscribe to my channel, and then hit on the bell icon so that you get always notified on my videos. So I hope this lengthy video was very, very informative, guys. Please subscribe to my channel again. I'll catch you guys in my next video.